Hello, Nick. So it's been a hot minute, and I'm finally able to devote a little bit of time to this. And I thought maybe instead of diving right back in, I'd kind of survey where things are at and take a look at things from both sides. So first, I thought we'd go over the victory conditions and take a look at where we're at there. So victory points are awarded for a variety of things. And one thing before I forget. So I think in the last video, doing the night phase, I think I had rolled for Cervoni up here. But in the night phase, everybody who's in the awaiting recovery automatically go over. So he'll be able to be brought back on the first turn of the day, and which is the final day, which we're kind of going to be starting. So victory conditions, and these are pretty much, at least in what I have played so far, it's all based on these same things. Here's the whole list of them, but we'll go through them. So total combat SPs eliminated. So right now, if the game would end right now, this would count as an eliminated, but we're going to ignore it because that's going to come right back on. So the only thing that has been fully eliminated for this is that Piedmontese unit for 3 SP. So the difference would be 3 in favor of the French. However, as you see here, that gets you no VPs. So the French are, they've got a few units that are flipped onto their reduced side, and if they get hit again, then they're done. So little frightening there for the French. The second part is enemy formations demoralized, you get points for. Currently, we don't have any of those. For the French, the advanced guard is near that, but when this guy comes back on, that'll that'll bump that back up nine steps, so they'll be out of fear of that at least until they start losing some of those reduced units. And over here, for the coalition, only the Piedmontese have lost some, and they've still got a lot of breathing room. And since the Piedmontese are all over here, they probably aren't going to have fear of that. The second corps of is it Argento? He's they haven't lost anybody yet, despite all the efforts put forth by Bonaparte to try to bring that about. Where the heck is Argento? I guess I gotta find him. But he's in there somewhere. So right now, none for that. Captured baggage trains. Nobody's captured any of those. Control. So nobody controls an enemy supply source, and at least right now that looks pretty unlikely. The French, they would have to go way over on the far side of the board, and the only French supply source would be here and here, which, there's a possibility that they could get frisky coming out of Dago, but I don't know, kind of doubtful for that. But the rest are the victory point hexes. So the coalition has Dago, which is worth 4, and Montenotte, which is worth 3, so they've got 7. And the French here, they had Montenegino, so that's 2. So that's the control, and again, to be in control, you had to be in supply when you pass through it, or if you occupy it, you need to be in supply. The cards, which we have gone over that. So they're, I guess with the, I may need to so with the cards, the coalition's at -14, and the French are at -9. Oh, so I need to, yeah, I figured this wrong. I had done some figuring before. Let me correct that. So I had on my little chart here. So this is actually 14. Got the one there. So they're at, what are they? Negative 14. So they're negative 6. So oops. Sorry for the camera work there. I just wanted to get that down before I forgot it. All right. So the cards we did. Leaders in town throughout the night. So Argento was able to stay in a town for each of the first. Oh, that's where he is. Yeah, he's in Cadell de Soleil right there. So half point each for that. So that's +1 total. Nobody's been captured of commanders. And then they don't mention this. So yeah, capture commanders. So you can gain points if you call a general retreat. There's a certain card, if you find it, that you can call for that. And you get 4 VP for each baggage train, and then 1 for every 5 combat units. And then there's this exception: the total number of VPs from exiting units may not exceed the total number of enemy combat units that are basically eliminated. Up on that chart. So I don't know if that's just for this 1 for every 5 combat units. I don't know if you call a general retreat, if you automatically get, if you get the baggage trains off, or if the baggage trains are subject to this exception also. I'm almost guessing they're separate. So, man, you could call a general retreat right now for the French and get 2 baggage trains off, and that'd be 8 points. And they'd probably win if I'm understanding that correctly. Let's see. And then the final thing you can gain VPs of is if you don't have anybody in that eliminated, unrecovered, recovered boxes at the end of the game. You get 0, which the French, once the first turn comes off and Cervoni is brought back on, they'll be in that situation, but they would have to maintain that until the end. So then you add all that up. You do it as a ratio of French to coalition, and then depending on where you end up, tells you the level of victory and for who. Now, I'm not sure. So there is this note here for when the total of VPs is 0, you convert that to a 1 in order to calculate the ratio. But I don't know what you do when you're like negative points. I don't know if you shift up, add a point to each side until you get to 0, and then you bump that up to 1 and then determine it. That's all I can figure out, but I'm not sure. But if we look at all those, so no victory points for SPs eliminated, nobody's demoralized, no captured baggage trains. We've got 7 control to 2 for the French. The cards, the coalition's -14 to the French -9, and then leaders overnight get +1, no captured commanders. So that puts us in where the coalition is at -6 and the French is at -7. So it's very close right now. And man, so I guess, if we do it my way and we keep adding until one side or the lowest side gets to 0, and then we bump that to 1, that would end up being 1-1 right now. Even though position-wise, it seems like the coalition is in the lead. And if you look at, well, I guess so. I mean, if it's 1-1, then the coalition is the winner, but I don't know if that's how you're supposed to do that or not. So that is the situation, points-wise for victory points right now. Let's take a look at maybe each side with how they're sitting and what we might want to do with them. All right, so let's take a look at the French first. So from the victory point assessment, it seems like the French are kind of behind right now, and they need to do something to damage that. They've got a precarious hold here on Montenegino, They have extended their flank a little bit to try to cut off what's going to come, a grab for that. I won't get to, I shouldn't talk about the coalition when I'm plotting for the French right now, but they got a tenuous hold there. They are going to get two units in this turn. Dom Martin, who's pretty nice, powerful 7 SP with 4 quality initiative, and then Joubert 3 strength and 4 initiative. So Dom Martin is supposed to come in here, and Joubert would come in over here. But if you remember, we had this enduring card that was played where reinforcements can take another route. So they're going to be able to have both of those units come in here. And we've got La Harpe stationed here. Or was he here? I think he was here. We've got La Harpe back here who will be able to take control of them, keep them in command when they come on the board. So that's 10 SPs that they'll be able to add into the assault here. I would say, these units here, I had the thought like maybe I peel one off and bring that over to try to help out. But I think holding our supply source safe from a possible attack from out of Dago, I think that's probably more important. I'm thinking right now, as far as the French plans go, they just, I think they need to take Montenotte, and they need to cause losses, which, I mean, that's kind of the basic plan from the beginning. How I go about implementing that, man, I don't know. I mean, these lines here, I'd have to get over around here to try to cut off retreat paths, but then these guys, a little scared of them. I mean, the best way might be to try to shift over here, which also the added benefit of that kind of shields Montenegino, trying to get these guys into a position where if we can get a retreat, they're going to be lost, and then force into Montenotte that way. But we do not have a powerful force over this way. I mean, I guess, the second advance guard under La Harpe, and with his other 2 units, which I'm pretty sure are part of, their second advance guard. So that might be the way to go. Maybe they'll start sliding over here, trying to cut off retreat paths. We've got a roadblock here, which will slow somebody down if they try to come down that way. The coalition put up a roadblock of their own, but we'll be able to maybe we can get fancy with that. As far as Augereau, his forces are pretty weakened. I think, he's got two of his units have taken step losses. Massena with the first advance guard, he's got, they're brittle, but I think that's the only shot. I think Bonaparte's going to be putting his neck out on a limb in attacks just to try to force back these guys. And if Argento is back in back in Cadel Isola, these guys will maybe be out of command for their first turn. So maybe we need to strike quick and hard. I don't know. I think that's just what we're going to do. We're going to try to get around this flank, and we're going to try to push them back otherwise. Let's look at the French cards. So they've got cavalry pursuit, which they only have that 1 cavalry unit, and I'm not very good with the charge stuff yet. So, and really with this terrain, it's not very good. So that'll just be a normal movement. We've got infiltration, which is a nice 5/7 move. Where again, cavalry can move through enemy zones of control. I mean, since we only have 1 cavalry probably not that worth it, but I love that movement. I don't know if I if I spend it and I don't use that ability, do I get penalized? That's always kind of the thing. I'll have to think about that. And then another nice high movement card, turning movement. Stacks can be at double their normal range to receive command. So maybe we can use, this to kind of shift our axis of attack. And, if we get where we're out of range, we'll have that as a safeguard. Just some thoughts. We've got, how many turns in this day do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 turns to do this, so it's going to be tight. So that's what I'm seeing for the French. Let's take a look at the coalition side. So looking at it from the coalition side, I think they're in a good position. I'm even, somewhat considering, do I get frisky here with Sabetendorf's forces? He's only got, under his immediate command is these 2 units, but they're pretty good units. Oops. And however, he doesn't have a baggage train, so when he gets, if he would attempt to be coming down this way to threaten the French supply line, he'll eventually, be in an out of supply situation, which, he won't be able to advance, and his his initiative ratings will be penalized. But I don't know. It's an idea. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking probably that's a dumb idea. It's safer here just to sit with Dago offended. All these other guys are Piedmontese. They got 4 initiative there, which isn't bad. 3. This guy with a 2 is not great, and then this is a 3 and a 2 there. Piedmontese have the advantage of they've got a wagon train and they'd be in supply, or baggage train be in supply, but I don't know. And I think there is some rule where like 1 unit might be, or maybe a stack can be given supply by a friendly baggage train. So maybe I should look that up, and maybe we could just stack Bettendorf with his guys and run down. They do have these couple units coming here, a vedette, which when I'm playing solo doesn't really do much for me. But this guy, some cav, nice power, low initiative, but I don't know. That's a thought. I don't really think they need to get too crazy though. Over here, Argento, they're holding Montenotte. They've got a lot of bulk here, and I don't know. I think they've got at least one. Loudon, he did get flipped in an exchange, but I think the guy, Salish, but that's it, and and the IR8, but he's got some people back here that have arrived that he'll be able to bring forward with him. Plus these guys are coming up. Those are a couple good units. So I think what the coalition wants to do over here is just not be dumb and maybe just push, but they want to make sure they don't get outflanked. And they do want to make a play for Montenegino here. I'm tempted with Argento just to go balls to the wall and just start attacking and trying to hammer the French, because they can take the attrition if they can be given the French the same amount of losses they are. I think theirs is going to be kind of a wait and see. We'll see what the French do on that the first turn of the day, and see what the weather is, and see what opportunities that presents to us. Montenegino, there's a pretty good space between there for us to pivot, to be able to take that and still hold a line in our supply line. So maybe we don't put as much of a of value on that. Maybe we want to start trying to isolate some French units because we've done some damage and they're a little brittle. And if we can capitalize on that, I think it'll be good. So I think that's pretty much it. Oh, let's look at I don't think I've looked at the coalition cards. Let's see what they've got. So the general retreat. So I don't think that this is one thing with this game is like, I think I've had conversation before. It's like why would you do that? But I guess if you're able to kind of give some pain to your enemy, and then you just say, okay, we've done some damage and we retreat. It's not like Civil War battles where the winner's kind of determined by if you hold the field or not at the end. This is kind of like if you can do some damage and then get away from them, then that's not a bad thing. And it also gains you a victory point. So, I mean, they might want to, oh my gosh, they got 2 general retreat cards. Wow. Wonder if you can, because I know you can like call a general retreat and then you got to satisfy the condition so much and then you can pull yourself out of it. I wonder if you could do it twice, getting 2 victory points. Holy crap. Everything is a victory point card here. This is going to penalize the secure flank. So that's a tactics. So that is only, so this is another one that they've used before, something like it, maybe even a secure flanks card to negate them losing somebody. If you got a retreat and you would go through a zone of control, you can do this so that they're okay doing that. Yeah. So looks like I'm gonna have to look up a little more on general retreat and just try to think about, would that be worth it at any time? I don't think it is at the moment, and I don't know if I play this. I don't know if I think they almost go into general retreat, so I don't know. Plus, this is an enduring card. Well, it will end with this, whereas this card is pretty much for the rest of the game. This is going to have some kind of end condition. So we might, wow, if this is going to hurt me, then this is going to be a problem. I'm going to be drawing 1 card and always playing whatever that other card is. But I'm going to have to look into that. So there's the situation. We'll get going here in a bit. So thank everybody for sticking with me. And we're into this final day that I would like to get through. All right. Thanks a lot. Laters.